Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here, and in today's video, we are talking about Stuart Skinner. Oh my goodness, I'm beating that horse to death over and over and over. Trust me, folks, this is a little bit different than what I've been recently talking about with Stuart Skinner. And yes, I am holding my microphone today. I did break the boom arm for it, so look for a new boom arm in the future for myself. It feels like I'm a reporter, right? Start asking all of you questions. So, how do you feel about the Austin Hockey YouTube channel? Yeah, it's riveting stuff right there. Thank you for that. Anyways, so we're going to be talking about Stuart Skinner. Of course, my thoughts on what he had to say today. I will be playing a clip of what he did say in front of the media. I think is very interesting, and I think it is a good piece of insight into Stuart Skinner's mindset heading into the season, something that we're not very used to seeing from Stu, and I think it is a positive. And then you can stick around until the end of the video if you're interested in any extra content from myself and what to expect on this channel specifically. I will be going over all of that at the end of the video, and of course going over the channel members and giving a shout out to everyone that is currently a channel member, whether you're VIP or locker room. So if you enjoyed today's video, just make sure to smash that like button. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and let's jump right into it. So, like I mentioned, Stuart Skinner, he had his media availability today with some of the Edmonton media that are there. You can see the Sports 1440 microphone there. Go give the Sports 1440 fam a follow. Great group of people over there. Now, he says, I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be able to get back to the Stanley Cup final and finish the job this year. Now, I've said I'm rooting for Stu. I am hard on him, but I'd love nothing more than for him to make me eat crow all year. Let's listen to what Stuart Skinner had to say specifically and then kind of discuss my thoughts on that.
I think for my goals this year, of course, I want to set the bar high. You know, I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be a goalie for Team Canada. I want to be able to get back to the Stanley Cup and finish the job this year. And that just kind of goes back to last year. And again, a full 82 games and another 4 rounds under our belt to really feel it out even more and really learn from this past year. So same with me as an individual and us as a team, and just being able to use that moving forward here and having a good start in the start of the season. I mean, those are the goals. I think everyone's goal in the NHL, if you ask them, it'll be to win the Stanley Cup. But yeah, we're definitely wanting to finish the job here.
So his thoughts are very interesting to me because normally with Stuart Skinner, it has been very well documented that he can be very hard on himself, that he will reflect on past performances. And even though he comes across sometimes as someone that seems a little lackadaisical or that he doesn't care, that couldn't be further from the truth. But what I liked the most about this media availability specifically, and what I liked about that quote specifically, is that he is not focusing on what has been. He is focusing on what could be and what he wants to be. And I really like that mindset. I do try and preach positivity here on this YouTube channel as much as possible. Of course, ending every single video, telling everyone to tell someone that they love them. But with Stuart Skinner, of course, I think this is a good mindset to have. Now, obviously, he's not going to be like, oh man, last year was disappointing. And, he's not going to say, oh, I just need to save the puck more. He knows that. He's an NHL goaltender. He knows what his job is supposed to be. But I do like that he is setting specific examples of expectations, specific goals here that he wants to have. He wants to be a goaltender for Team Canada at the Olympics. He wants to win a Stanley Cup and finish the job here in Edmonton. He wants to get back at it, and I like that mindset. I think the whole group coming into this season, I think they're all going to have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. I think they're all going to be a little bit angry. I think they were very depressed after Game 7's loss in 2024. I think this year you're going to see an angry Oilers team, and if Stuart Skinner can find his game very, very early, that will be great. Of course, there are still some concerns with Stuart Skinner and the trajectory of his play. If we pull up his hockey DB page here, if you look at his rookie season, a .914 save percentage, .273 goals against, pretty good season. He was a Calder Trophy finalist. He also had very good advanced stats, the goals saved above expected if you're into that. Now, the next season, he did drop off a little bit, still had 36 wins, a .905 save percentage. The advanced metrics weren't as favorable, though the second half of the season were much, much better. He was one of the top goaltenders in the league for the second half of the season in 23-24, but it was last season where we really started to see the wheels fall off. Calvin Pickard was trusted with a much larger role than just a general, 13, 14 game a year backup. Stuart Skinner last season, an .896 save percentage, .281 goals against average, and the advanced stats are not much better. We will go through that. In the postseason, his first year as a rookie, .883 save percentage. He was yanked 3 times in that Vegas series. I know none of us want to talk about that. A .368 goals against average. average. The year before, he had a 901 save percentage, 245 goals against average. The team in front of him, for the most part, played pretty good defensively, but he did have to get yanked in that Vancouver series. Calvin Pickard had to go in and stop the bleeding. Stu eventually went on a good run. The team went to Game 7. They battled back from 3 games down against the Panthers, but at the end of the day, they did not get the job done. And then this past postseason, he was very up and down, very Jekyll and Hyde. That series against the Kings, he was awful. The series against the Golden Knights, he was fantastic. Series against the Dallas Stars, he was serviceable, if not above average. But it was the Stanley Cup final where the wheels once again completely derailed to the point where he was pulled in 2 consecutive games in Florida, and the Oilers went to Calvin Pickard for Game 5 on home ice. And for the Oilers, for Oilers fans, obviously you don't want that, and a lot of fans wanted an upgrade in net heading into this season. It did not happen, and it looks like it will not happen. If the Oilers are going to upgrade the goaltending position, it is going to be midseason or at the trade deadline. Now, if we take a look at some of the advanced stats from the postseason, he had a 0.0 goal save above expected, smack dab in the middle in terms of goal save above expected. Now, that's not inherently bad, but for a goalie, you want him to be able to steal some games periodically. You want him to be able to be the guy that can step in and make saves that he's not supposed to. This right here shows that Stu, he makes the saves he's supposed to, and he doesn't make the saves that he's not supposed to, so he's just smack dab in the middle here. You take a look at Sergei Bobrovsky in this past postseason, 11.9 goals saved above expected. One of the main reasons why Florida won the Stanley Cup. Not the only reason, right? Goaltending's not the only reason. It's not like Edmonton, if they had a Sergei Bobrovsky net, would they have beaten the Florida Panthers? Probably not. The Florida Panthers were just on another level. And then if we take a look at the regular season, though, Stuart Skinner last year in 51 games played, minus 1.5 goals save above expected. Among goaltenders with at least, what would I sort this by? 25 games played, he ranked all the way down at 36th in the entire NHL, according to Money Puck. Now, you might look and be like, oh, look at Jeremy Swayman and Calvin Pickard. They had worse seasons, and Jeremy Swayman's making this amount of money, and he's blah, blah, blah. Listen, I understand. I think what we have to also take into consideration is the amount of chances being given up by these teams. The Oilers defensively gave up the least amount of high danger chances in the entire NHL. The Boston Bruins were a tire fire for the second half of the season. So Jeremy Swayman, his load of work, his what I would consider the difficulty of his work was much higher than Stuart Skinner's. Not saying that Stu had an easy season by any means. And then Calvin Pickard, a lot of you are going to see that minus 9.1 goals save above expected and be like, what the heck is that all about? It's because Calvin Pickard did very well against not great teams, and he didn't play very well against playoff teams until the postseason hit, of course. Then Calvin Pickard came in and did a pretty darn good job. Not a great job, though. It didn't help the team win the Stanley Cup. But that is kind of the numbers. This is why fans are hard on Stu, why they're hard on management, why they should have went out and got a goaltender. Now, obviously, we're not going to sit here and talk about the goaltending all day. That's just not what we're going to do in this video. I did want to touch on it, though. I did want to touch on Stuart Skinner's comments because I think it is a good mindset for him to have. And as a fan, personally, I want him to make me eat crow. I ripped up Stuart Skinner's hockey card when the Oilers lost in Game 6 against Florida. During a live stream in front of almost 1,000 people who were tuned in concurrently, watching me have my crash out. I don't want to have to do that again. And I'm not going to rip cards up, right? That's not who I am. I don't usually rage that hard. I'm not going to break things. I'm not destructive. I want Stuart Skinner to make me fall in love with him again. I loved Stu earlier in his career. I loved Stu in his rookie year. I think he still should have won the Calder. I was Stu ride or die for 2 years. I thought that blip in the postseason when he was a rookie was just a blip. I thought last year when they found a way to get to Game 7, I thought, you know what, Stu, he's going to be the guy. He'll be the guy that can get them there. But as his career has progressed and as the team has progressed, different managers, different, coaches and where they're at now, it is very clear that goaltending is the weakest position in the organization, and they have tried to address it a little bit. You have Samuel Johnson, who's coming from the Finnish Elite League. I believe it's the Finnish Elite League. Someone can fact check me on that. He was also goaltender of the year in the league that he played in last year. Now, I'm not expecting him to come in and be the starter, but I do like that they are bringing in a couple guys that can maybe push Calvin Pickard, push Stuart Skinner. At minimum, you got to push Calvin Pickard, right? Because then they'll be nipping on the heels of Stuart Skinner, and they're going to want to jump in and also take the reins from him. And internal competition, in my opinion, in hockey and sports in general, is a very, very good thing. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts on the Stuart Skinner situation. Let me know all of your thoughts on the Oilers in general in the comment section below. Make sure you keep that conversation going. As we near the end of this video, I did mention that I was going to talk about what to expect from my channel moving forward and what kind of extra content you can come across when it comes to Austin hockey here on YouTube. Well, I did put out a big Discord post, a big PSA, so I am just going to read through it. I won't read through the whole thing, but if you want to be part of the Discord community as well, link will be in the description. So I had a couple major announcements to make today. Now, to take care of the housekeeping, like I said, you may have noticed that there are different channels and types of videos that I have been posting lately. This has been a bit of a test run to branch out creatively for myself, and I have been enjoying the challenge. It's also been an experiment with the YouTube algorithm to see what it does and to see how it reacts to different types of content. Because the content I've been uploading varies so wildly compared to the usual Oilers and hockey content on this channel that you're watching right now, I've created 3 brand new YouTube channels. Now, you're going to be sitting there, you're going to be like, holy smokes, 3 channels. I can't keep up with it. Don't worry. We're going to discuss this. Don't get overwhelmed. I know some of you are here for the Oilers day afters, the pregame reports, postgame fan reactions, and the live streams. And none of that is changing. I promise you, all of that is staying on this channel. In fact, I am announcing that starting in October, in a few weeks here, that I will be going live for every single regular season Oilers game, unless I'm sick playing hockey in real life or traveling to watch a game in person. I will be going on the nation vacation to Vancouver at the end of October to watch the Oilers play the Canucks in Vancouver. That is going to be very exciting. Cannot wait. Now, aside from the live streams, you will also always get a pregame report and a postgame fan reaction for all 82 games plus postseason games. And you will be getting a day after discussion podcast episode the day after every single Oilers game. Now, every day after discussion will be posted to all of my audio platforms, the podcast platforms, to the Austin Hockey Podcast channels on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and more. For those who do want to follow me in other areas of content creation and not just the hockey that you see every day on here, I have 3 new channels, one for gaming, one for pack openings, and I do have a box of MVP 2025-2026 cards to open. I got this retail box. I did open a hobby box as well. First video is up on the Hockey TCG channel. I'll make sure to link that in the description below for you. You can go check that out. We got a couple fun pulls last night. It was very, very fun to record. And then, of course, Austin Hockey Films. That's going to be a film review channel. Now, this is obviously a lot of information to take in, so let's take a step back and discuss what to expect moving forward. If you're in the Discord, to avoid spamming the Discord notifications, I will only @ everyone for video uploads on the main channel, which is this one that you're watching right now. Any content that is produced for the extra channels will be on their respective channels only. So pack openings will only be on the Austin Hockey TCG channel. Video game live streams will only be on the Austin Hockey Gaming channel. Movie reviews will only be on the Austin Hockey Films YouTube channel. And of course, you're going to be wondering, holy smokes, is he going to be spamming us with promotion? Absolutely not. I will not be promoting my extra YouTube channels in Discord or even on this channel. I will always have links in the description of all of my videos for the extra channels. That way, if anyone wants to take a look, they can. But this channel is for Oilers and NHL hockey content only, and this is my main channel. This is the channel that the majority of you are tuning into for this style of content, what we just talked about with Stuart Skinner, right? So I will still have the links listed in the description of every Austin Hockey YouTube video moving forward. Now, obviously, if anyone has any questions, if you're curious about how I'm going to be able to manage all this content, well, it's not like the extra content is going to be daily uploads like on this channel. The extra content is extra. I am a very creative person. I am someone that spent a lot of time in the theater program as a teenager, and as a, in middle school, high school, I acted in plays. I used to make videos for YouTube, short films. I still do writing for short films. I just don't record or make anything. I love video games. I love movies. I love hockey. I love trading cards. There's so much that I want to do creatively that I just can't produce on this specific channel because the YouTube algorithm, it doesn't like it. It's going to get rid of it. It will not feed it to you. And most of you currently watching this channel, you're not interested in that stuff. And that is A-okay. But for those of you who are interested, I will make sure that that content is available to you. I'm excited to branch out and do a bit extra, but it will not affect what you're currently viewing on this channel. It will have no effect on my ability to get videos out in a timely fashion here for you. Pre-game reports, post-game fan reactions, news videos, live streams, day after discussions, all of that will remain the same on here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, your support means the absolute world. If you want to check out the other channels, if you have any extra feedback, make sure to let me know in the comments section below. You can also reach out to me on Twitter or X.com, or you can join the Discord channel with a very, very wonderful community. I will leave a link to that in the description for you as well. Make sure you tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Huge shout out to the current members on the channel, whether you're VIP or in the locker room. Christy, Nick, Justin, Canadian Ginger, Charles, Epiphany, Maddie Brinks, I'm Just Him, Hannah, Lola, Fleecy You, Danny, Hybrid Hunter, Hab3436, Crux Deluxe, Wayne, Jacob, Hypnotize Mine, and Bubsy. Thank you all for your continued support. It means the absolute world. You're all the best. Take care. We'll see you soon.